Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We are so excited to have you again. Nigerian political fears seems to be very tense, and a lot of people seems to be marginalized in that, fears, making it quite unrewarding for some, regions. They just feel that they have been trashed, and despite their contribution and all of that, and that had brought a lot of issues and had made a lot of people to keep on insisting for certain things to happen, like the case of cessation, the case of restructuring and all of that. Now, the Igbos are not happy right now, and it points to that direction, which that's what we want to look at right now. Points to the direction of, them not being co-opted into it, not being given the allowance. 2023 presidency is coming. For me, I feel that there shouldn't be any argument about it. But then, let's look at what a renowned Igbo group had to say about this issue. Call it political gang up, you wouldn't be wrong, against the Igbos. But first of all, let's look at the content of the news. According to the news, a former Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the Apex Igbo Socio-Cultural Political Organization, Igbo, Chuk Ibegbu, on Friday accused Nigerian political elites of ganging up against the Southeast. Ibegbu made the remark while insisting that the Igbos have not been fairly accommodated within Nigerian political circle. Speaking, Ibegbu called on all political parties to address the matter in 2023 by zoning their presidential candidate to the Southeast. Ohaneze Igbo chieftain described Igbo as hardworking and patriotic people who should rule Nigeria in 2023. He said, under normal circumstances, wherever a president hails from does not matter. What should matter is performance and who will deliver the dividends of democracy. But in a pluralistic and diverse society like ours, every section of the country must have a feeling of political belonging. There must be fairness in the distribution of political powers, and because of the nature of our society, which is an evolving one, every sector should have a sense of belonging. The North has dominated power for more than 40 years, either military or civilian. The West also had its fair share, either as military or civilian, and recently the South too. Nigeria was built on a tripod, that's North, West, and East. A significant block of that tripod is the Igbos, and they have not been given political fairness. They have not been politically accommodated. That does not mean they have not been participating in political activities in Nigeria. There seems to be a political gang up against the Igbos, and the irony is that Nigeria is suffering from it. Igbos are a very patriotic set of people and very conscious of development. So why won't all the political parties zone their presidential candidate to the Southeast? In the First Republic, there was a kind of zoning. That was why Abubakar Tafawa Balewa became the prime minister, while Zik from the South became a ceremonial president. In the Second Republic, Shagari was from the North and Alex Ekweme was from the Southeast. When Yaradua was president from the North, Jonathan was from the South. So zoning has been a feature of our political stability. So there is nothing wrong in zoning due to our society nature. Zoning is necessary until such a time when we are mature enough not to care where the president comes from, either from Douara or from Gbomosho, so long as food is on my table, but we have not reached that stage yet. So that is why it is very apt that all political parties zone their presidential candidacy to the Southeast and the Igbos. 8 years is not too much. Let the power go round, and after that, we can now sit down and say whether the president comes from does not matter. This is very, very important. I believe that such time where we will be talking about where the president where the president comes from does not matter, actually is when the system is restructured, when Nigeria is restructured. Because in a restructured government, restructured country, you realize that all the governors will be operating in the capacity of president. The other guy at the federal level will only be overseeing a lot of things, ensuring that remittances are done, ensuring that the boundaries are taken care of, making key decisions that affect a bilateral relationship between Nigeria and other countries of the world. You understand? But right now, for stability, political stability, I think that Nigeria should consider giving this position of presidency to the Igbo. I feel that's the right thing to be done. Now, I know there are a lot of agitations. A lot of people are talking about we don't care about presidency and all of that. We are looking at that trend very well because let's be very sincere. If you are following a particular trend, you must be able to foresee the future and make sure that it's going to be result oriented. Now, but for the meantime, as we are pursuing that dream, for the meantime, it is important for political parties, the Igbos, to meet with the political parties and discuss this thing extensively. And another thing, for them to partake fully in the political affairs of Nigeria, they must also, Igbos, this is strictly for Igbos, they must also see a way that they can showcase this, their hard work, in lifting or in getting enough support from the North and other fears. Because whether you like it or not, politics has to do with numbers. Politics has to do with the population in a place. How can you hijack this? We've been able to have a lot of contact with different governors in Nigeria. I'm talking about the Igbos now. For example, I know of some governors that keep talking about the power coming to the south. Some are very specific, say it should come to the southeast. You understand? For example, the likes of Governor of Borno State, Governor Zolom, has over time been talking about power coming to the south, precisely the southeast. Kaduna State Governor, even if we may not believe him, but he has also been caught severally talking about power returning to the south. Some key stakeholders who are in political circles, some of them are occupying different positions, they are saying the same thing. Now, it's important to begin to work on those people who are very, very peaceful and who are very, very positive about power returning to the Igbos in come 2023. Work on them and see how you can extend the same workings you are carrying out on them on other governors, letting them understand that Igbos have been abandoned over time. Now, we talk about federal character principle. Igbos are part of this whole thing. They are the ones that power should go to right now. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about this governor of Kogi State. For me, governor of Kogi State is still very young. We can still give him some time before allowing him to get into power for more experience, especially at the administrative aspect, because whether we like it or not, the youths are very wonderful when you hand over power to them. I love him. I know that he's performing superbly, but then at this point, we should be careful handing over power to the youth because youths are very well. As much as they are very industrious and they'll push things, make sure there are a lot of things, but the issue of freedom will not be as certain. I'm telling you, especially in the area of criticism, you can't be so sure that a youth can keep his mouth shut, allowing people from different quarters to castigate him. But right now, I feel that it should go to Igbos. They should look for a well-trained person in administration who have, backlog of good works. What I mean backlog, the track record of good works. He has experience when it comes to administration and all of that. Have also been in a position where he controls so many resources. You understand? So we bring in this person. We have them. There are plenty. Be real to yourself. If not for any person, Anambra State Governor, I know he's very good. At least I've seen a lot of work coming from Ebonyi State Governor. He's very good. And then after they have enjoyed their own listing, we can now talk of restructuring. Or whoever that feels that is not comfortable staying in the country called Nigeria can also take a walk, and then secession will come into play. This issue of pushing them to the background will make things not work fine. Look at the level of instability we are seeing in the country. Political, virtually in all aspects. Economically, nothing seems to be working. Security-wise, the same. Let's bring in someone that we know have the capacity. These guys have built so many businesses from the cradle to the topmost level. Some of them were not even handheld by any expert. They just started it by making sure that they get tap from different wealth of experience from their organs and all of it. Today, they are very great. We can allow them to manage the country. We see how the level it gets to. And if restructuring is still in our hearts, we carry it out or give allowance for it. And then we keep moving on. That's my candid advice. And I like the government to adopt this. I tell you, that's why I like to leave it.